Okay, so last time we installed Linux installation, Linux operating system installation. So what are the methods we followed? One is default partition, default partition. Second is custom partition. We can install Linux operating system with the default partitions. Means here we are not created any partitions, any mount points. So it's created a default partitions. So if you want to create your own partition, if you want to create your own partition, you have to go with the custom partition model. So with these two categories, we already installed Oracle Linux operating system. If anyone wanted to start the installation, so you must and should start the installation today itself. You have to practice the Oracle Linux installation, Oracle Linux installation every day. You have to install at least four times. Four times. You can install one mission, you can shut down the mission, you can remove that mission, then you can create another mission, then you can install. Like this, you have to practice every day four times Oracle Linux installation. Like this, if you practice 10 days, 10 days, every day four times, 10 into 4. So 40 times if you do, so anytime you can install Oracle Linux operating system. If you do one time, every day one time, so again next day it will be every day you feel it's a new procedure. If you practice every day 3 to 4 times, after 1 week, without documentation, without record, you can practice step by step. By one, you can go and install operating system. So it's not enough one time, two time. Every day you have to practice 3 or 4 times. After 10 days, you should familiar with this Linux installation. Without documentation, you can install the Linux operating system. That is a mandatory. Okay. So if you have any queries Linux installation, so you can ping me in the group. You can call me. So someone will help you if you even if you stuck somewhere. Okay, since this is the new operating system, this you guys all are new to this Linux operating system. So if you any challenges while installation, while configure, while set up lab your laptop, so let me know. If you need any assistance, I will ask someone who already done installation part, who already familiar with the installation. They will help you. Don't worry. What are the issues? What are the challenges? So you can clear on that. Okay. So anyone, how many started the installation part? How many not it? Yes. So if you not start the installation, please start the installation today itself. Every day four times. Or else every day if you feel this is the new procedure, you have to see every time documentation. So after 4 days, after 4 days, every day four times, if you do after 1 week, you can installation without documentation. That way we should familiar. Okay. So, okay, once we install a Linux operating system, so where we install Linux operating system, we should use one virtual software. Which software we used for creating virtual machine? Oracle Virtual Box Manager. So this application, who developed this application? Yes. Who developed this application?
Oracle.
Oracle. Yes. Okay. So Oracle. Okay. So we already know how to download, how to install, how to create. Once install this Oracle Virtual Box Manager. Next, create virtual mission. Create virtual mission. with assigning. So RAM 6 GB and storage. So 100 or 200 GB. 200 GB, that will be good. 200 GB. So with this specification, we have to create a virtual machine. If you create a virtual machine, that is a dummy machine. You should install one operating system at least. If you want to play something, if you want to operate this mission should install one operating system. If you want to install Windows, you can install. If you want to install Mac OS, you can install. If you want to install Linux, you can install. But what we require as a DBA, we require Linux operating system. If you want to, yes, you can install Windows. If you want to install, you can Mac OS, you can. But for DBA course, in real time, if you get a project, if you get a job, we have to work on Linux operating system, top of Linux, not Windows. So we should practice database on top of Linux OS. So we should install Linux operating system. Yes, install Linux operating system. What are the flavors of the Linux? Yes, tell me. What are the flavors available in Linux?
Red Hat.
RHL.
Yes.
Hmm.
Ubuntu.
Okay. So Ubuntu, yes. OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux. Next. You have to speak out.
Kali Linux.
HP Linux. Next. IBM Linux. There are many flavors available in Linux operating system. You should familiar. When you go to interview, you can say, yes, I have good experience on database. Where your database is running on top of Linux operating system. If you don't know OS, without OS, how you can say good experience on database? The database is running on Linux operating system. You should familiar what are the flavors available in Linux operating system. At least we have to know how to install the Linux, even though we are not doing in real time. Linux admin, they will take care. We should familiar. So these are the flavors available in Linux. So there are many, but you have to know at least few. Yes, we are using which one? We are using Oracle Linux. This one, Oracle Enterprise Linux operating system. OEL, Oracle Enterprise Linux, OEL. Simple people called as OEL. Means Oracle Linux. E means enterprise. Wherever see this enterprise, this product is available free of cost or license. Yes. Wherever you see this keyword enterprise, that product is available free of cost or license.
That is the license one, sir.
So wherever you see this keyword enterprise, means that product will be available. It's not available free of cost. We should take the license if you want to utilize this Oracle Linux. RHL is the same. You can say here also enterprise is there. Red Hat Enterprise Linux. Red Hat Enterprise Linux. That is the RHL. Ubuntu, yes, it's a open source system, open source operating system. HP Linux, yes, this also licensed. Enterprise Linux. IBM Linux, yes, this also licensed operating system. So these are the flavors available in Linux. So you can use any one of the thing. You can take any one of the flavor. You can go and install. You can practice. But majority people, they are using RHL or OEL. Open source never used operating system. If you use open source, so there will be security problems. So that's why OS they use maybe RHL. RHL the cost will be more compared to OEL. So few projects they are using OEL, few projects they are using RHL, very less projects they are using Ubuntu. Ubuntu also there may be one or two systems. But the whatever the Linux installation, the mount point creation, everything is same. There is no big differences between the installation procedure between flavor to flavor. If you know Oracle OEL Enterprise Linux, yes, the same to install operating system Linux. Every server should have one IP address below. So yes, IP address. Every server should have IP address or and host name. If you build one server, that server should assign one IP address. That server should assign one host name or server name. The terminology is very important. Server name, host name, server name, both are same. IP address, yes. If you create one Linux machine, one Windows server, any server, that could be Windows, that could be Mac OS, that could be Linux, the server means it should assign one IP address. It automatically assigned IP address. It's a automatically IP address assigned. Yes. So host name, default assigned host name. Default assigned one host name. If you want to, you can change. Always we have to change the host name. No one maintaining default host name. So we should assign the our own host name while installation Linux operating system. So did you gone through the host name? Yes, there is a click on network and security. In that session there is a host name. Yes, we need to give the host name. How can give the host name? Host name dot domain name. This is the syntax to provide a host name. Host name dot domain name. Suppose I want to provide a host name mission 4. This is the host name I want to provide. What is the domain name? Yes, you can provide any name. In suppose if you take IBM.com, HCL.com, HB.com, like this. If you take Oracle.com. So host name dot domain name. Host name dot, what is the domain name? We are using Oracle.com. So like this this people called as a host fully qualified name. Host full name or fully qualified name. These are terminology very important before starting this DBA course. So every server should have below, it should assign the IP address. Each server should assign one IP address. If you want to change IP address, you can change. Yes, automatically IP address is assigned. If you want to, you can change. The host name also. Each server should have one host name. Or server name. Both are same. Okay. So how can provide the syntax? Syntax of host name. So host name dot domain name. Here what is the host name? Here. This is the host name. This is the domain name. Okay. The entire you can say host full name. Or fully qualified name. The host full name. The server full name. Clear? Any queries? Okay. So we know how to download Oracle VirtualBox. We created a virtual machine with assigned system resources. RAM, it should be minimum 6 GB. Storage 200 GB. Yes, once created a virtual machine, we should install a Linux operating system. So we used Oracle Enterprise Linux. So after installation of operating system, you should automatically assign one IP address Later, if you want to change, you can change. Each server should have one host name. So the host name should, we have to give our own name. How to provide the host name? Host name dot domain name. Host name means this is the host name. This is the domain name. The entire you can say host full name. So fully qualified name. Clear? Okay. So next, once installed, Linux, any operating system, once installed operating system, how to connect, how to connect, how to connect server. What are the methods? What are the methods are there to connect the any server? Not only Linux, it could be Windows, it could be macOS, it could be Linux. Once installed operating system, how to connect the server? How many methods are there to connect the server? Or you can, what are the methods? What are the methods are to connect the server? So there are two methods are there. There are two methods are there to connect any server. What are those? Yes, locally connect, remotely connect, remote connect. We can connect the server locally. We can connect the server locally. We can connect the server remotely. You people join remotely or locally? Yes. You people join remotely this session or locally?
Locally, sir.
Hmm?
Locally.
You people join locally?
Yes, sir.
Means where I am in. Okay, you are in Hyderabad. Okay, where I am in, I am taking the session from institute. If you join the session from institute within the institute, that is the local connection. So you guys connected this session outside of the institute or within the institute right now.
It's outside of the institute, sir.
So that connection we called as a remote connection. Remote connection. Yes or no? Let me open Paint. So that same way, the server connection also, there is a two types of connections are there. Can say this is the my server. So in this laptop, I install Linux machine. This is my Linux machine. Yes. If you directly log into this laptop, if you open this laptop, if you directly connected to this server, that is the local connection. Means suppose this we treat as a this is the institute. If you directly come to institute and if you attend the session from institute, that is the local connection. You connected the session locally. Yes. If you connected from your home outside of the institute, that could be any location. That could be Hyderabad, that could be Vizag, that could be Bangalore. That connection we called as a remote connection. The same way, so if you directly log into this server, this is the server. If you directly log into this server, yes, that is the people called as a local connection. Suppose this is my other server. In Postgres, last time we see two servers are there. How to connect? Suppose this is my database or Zoom session. This Zoom section I want to connect this Zoom section from outside of the server. Outside of the server, not within the server. Outside of the server, I want to connect. Outside of the connection, what are the connections that are coming from outside of the outside of the server? Those connections we call as a remote connection. Remote connection. Understand? Remote connection. Remote connection. Clear? Local connection, remote connection. So let me open my VirtualBox Manager. Last time we installed Linux operating on server. So if you log into this laptop, if you log into this, if you open this VirtualBox Manager, so this is I think. This is the one last time we installed. Let me start it. If you start this mission, if you connect from this laptop, from this mission, that is we called as a local connection. Local connection from this virtual box manager. If you connect this virtual box manager, virtually open, start the virtual box manager. If you connect here with login, root, user and password, that is the local connection. Means I am logging to this virtual box manager mission 3. Mission 3, I log into mission 3. Yes. If you connect to directly mission 3, that is the local connection. You can say server is started. Let me log in root user Oracle. Please keep on. So you can say activities. Go to the terminal. Yes, I connected locally. This is the local connection. Means directly log into this mission. I don't use any other third-party tools to connect the server. If I use any third-party tools, no, directly log into my server with username password. So I connected. This is the local connection. For local connection, no need to use any third-party tools. Directly where the server it has. Suppose your server is Mumbai, you have to go to Mumbai. Where the server is, you have to go to Mumbai office. You have to log in, direct login. If you want to log in locally, that is the local connection. Suppose your server is Mumbai. I want to connect from here, Hyderabad. Your work location is Hyderabad. Your server is placed in the client location. The client will be suppose SBI. If you take SBI, the headquarter, all the banking sectors, Mumbai. The server is there in the Mumbai. If you want to connect from Hyderabad, because the work location would be Hyderabad. Yes. How to connect remotely? That is the remote connection. Yes or no? The server is there in Mumbai. I am in the Hyderabad. Outside of the server, outside of the location. Yes. Then I have to use some client tools to connect remotely. Any server. If you want to connect the server remotely, you have to use some client tools. What are the client tools are there to connect Linux server? So for locally, no need to use any client tools. Directly log into server. Where the server there, you have to go to server location. You have to log into server directly with username password. The same username password I want to use under, but I want to connect remotely. I don't want to go to client place. I don't want to go to server place. Where the server is there? Mumbai. If you take a US project, the server is there in the US location, not in India, because the client will be US client. But we are working from India, any location, yes. How can connect the database servers? Database server means it's a Linux servers only. To client, to establish the connection remotely, any server, you have to use third party client tools. What are the client tools are there to connect? To establish the connection remotely. Locally connect, remote connect. So for remote connector, for remote connection, for remote connection, we have to use, we have to use, we have to use third party tools, third party client tools. We have to use third party client tools. You can say we have to use third party client tools. What are the client tools are there? Putty. Second, WinSCP. These are the client tools are there to establish the connection. If you want to connect any server remotely, you have to use these client tools. Okay, so Putty are the same kind of more features available. Mobile Extra. So most of the people they are using Putty. If you want to use Mobile Extra, it's a licensed one. You have to take the license. So that's why very less people using Mobile Extra. So it's an open source tool. These Putty, WinSCP. So mostly they are using Putty. So Putty means to connect the server remotely. We have to use these two. So this WinSCP also to connect the remotely only. But the main thing is for file transfer, file transfer from local system to any local system to Linux server. Suppose in my, okay, here this is my file is there. This file I want to transfer to this Linux machine, this machine 3. How to transfer? Suppose, okay, here there is a file is there. You can see what are the files are there here. Suppose this is the file. It's there in the Linux machine, not my local system. This file I want to transfer my local system. How to transfer the files? To transfer the files in between local system and Linux system, you have to use WinSCP. It's a third party open source tool only. So for file transferring between local system to Linux system and vice versa means you can transfer the files from local system to Linux system and opposite the Linux system to local system also. The main thing is for file transferring we are using WinSCP. Putty, it's a, if you want to establish the connection, suppose I want to practice some Linux commands, I want to start my database server. To start database servers, the database running a Linux system, the Linux server will be there in the client place. First you have to connect remotely. How to connect remotely any server? Using Putty or mobile extreme. So Putty is a open source tool. Mostly they are using Putty. If some people they are using mobile extreme, but the same kind of functionality. Anyone, any queries? Yes. Okay. So these are the tools we have to use. If anyone asks what are the client tools in Linux system, Putty and mobile extreme, WinSCP. What is the purpose of WinSCP? For file transferring between local system to Linux and vice versa. Putty, I want to do some work on my database server. So you have to establish the connection. You have to connect to server. So you have to use Putty. So how to download this Putty? Download and install. Download and install Putty and WinSCP. Download and install Putty WinSCP. So you can say how to download and so download and install Putty software. Just you can open the Google. So Putty free download. Putty free download. Or you can use this link directly. It's a simple, just a small size of this software. So you can say, just you can say, okay, for Windows 64-bit, click here. It's going to download Putty. Yes, started to download Putty. You can see this is the Putty symbol. Let me go to here. Just you can double click on this Putty. Next, click on welcome to the Putty released 0.83 64-bit setup wizard. Click on next. Finish. That's it. Install. It's going to, do you want to allow app to make changes this device? Yes. You can say click on OK. It's going to install. Installing Putty release 0.3 version. Each server it has some version number. It's installing. Once installed, you can open Putty, you can connect the server remotely. The same way, how to install WinSCP for file transfer software? Yes, go to the below link and click on WinSCP, or you can type Google free WinSCP download. Yes, anything is fine. Direct I keep the link. WinSCP, this is the symbol. WinSCP means from local system to Linux system to local system, we can file transfer. WinSCP 6.0, which version we are using WinSCP? The latest version 6.0. 5 download. Click on download WinSCP 6.5.2, the complete version. What is the size of this? 12 MB. You download WinSCP setup.exe will start shortly. Is going to start to download WinSCP 6.5.2. Clear? So this is how we are downloading Putty software. This is how we are downloading WinSCP software. You can say started WinSCP. So which version we are downloading? WinSCP 6.5.2 setup.exe. Yes. So this is the WinSCP. Just double click on this WinSCP. Click on yes. It's asking admin credential. Click on accept. Click on next. Install. It's going to install. It's just a small size of this software, open source client tools only. If you want to file transfer from Linux system to WinSCP, local system to Linux system to local system, we are using WinSCP. Yes, we downloaded WinSCP. You can say, click on OK. It's installing. Let it. So WinSCP, it's down. It's installation finished. It's opened. So let me close. Once installed WinSCP Putty, how to use this? How to establish the connection using these tools? To connect remotely, what we required? To connect remotely, what we required? Yes. To connect.
Internet, sir.
To connect any server, what we required? What we required? Yes, internet should have. We have internet, yes. To connect any server, Windows or Linux server, what we required? Server IP address. IP address or host name. To connect any Linux server, any Windows server. Yes, internet should have. We need a server IP address or host name. If we have server IP address and host name, second username and password. Username and password. If you want to connect a Linux server, yes, you should have username and password. Who create this username password? Linux admin. Who provide this server IP address? Linux admin. They build the Linux servers. First, initially, who install Linux server? Linux admin. They, while installation, they have to give an IP address. They have to give one host name. They have to share to database team. This is the Linux server. This is the IP address. This is the host name which you asked, which your requirement. As per your requirement, we installed a Linux operating system. This is the server details. This is the your username password. They share with us server IP address, username and password. If you have server IP address, username, password, then we can log in. We can log in using Putty or MOBA Extreme. MOBA Extreme. To work on anything. To if you want to do file transfer, you have to use WinSCP. Clear? Any queries from anyone? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, so download and install Putty software. Okay, so let me keep WinSCP file transfer, download, install. You can say WinSCP. This is the Putty software. The same way here, just install WinSCP. How to install WinSCP? How to download Putty software? This is the link. Then install Putty. Just go to download, double click on Putty setup. Putty, click on yes, click on accept, click on finish. The same. Here also, yes, WinSCP. So once WinSCP, it's a open source SFTP tool. So download, install. Yes, we install, download and install. Okay. So once install WinSCP putty, how to connect? These are the details you required. Let me. Yes, you can say. Click on finish. So once install putty and WinSCP, what we required? We required IP address to connect a Linux server. Yes, using WinSCP. So let me. To connect any server required below. One is server IP address, or host name, anything. Second, username and password. Okay. How to get the username, password, server IP address, Linux team they will share. But as of now, we only install Linux. Yes, we have to connect to virtual machine to get the IP address. Log into. We know username, password. We only install Linux operating system. Let me log in. I need IP address. How to get the IP address? If config. There is a command to get the IP address. If config. You have to connect to virtual machine. Give this command. If config. This is the IP address. This is the IP address 0.124. So we know IP address. We know IP address 192.168.0.124. We know username. We know password Oracle. In real time, who shared these details? Linux team. You have to ask them Linux. Yes, we need one server with a Oracle Linux. And also give me a credential. They can create a username, password for yours. They share with these details. As of now, yes, we use Linux admin username root. We know password. The IP address we know. How to get the IP address? Connect to virtual machine. This is the virtual machine. Connect directly to virtual machine. Give this command if config. Now I want to connect. I don't want to connect a remote this locally. I want to connect remotely. Means outside of this virtual mission. I want to connect remotely. Yes, I have all the details. How to connect? Just open putty. In search by open putty. Yes. What is the IP address? 192.168.0.124. Host name or IP address. You can say. Click on open. First time it's asking warning potential security breach. Click on accept. What is the username? Root. What is the password? Oracle. Yes, I connected remotely. This is the virtual mission. If you connect here, this is the direct login. But using IP address, I connected remotely using Putty software. So this is the Putty software. Here the copy paste very easy. Here if you want to copy here, right click, select the thing, right click on copy like this. If you want to paste here, paste like this. But in the putty it's very easy. Just if you select, it's copied automatically. Where you want to paste, just select and paste here. You can say pasted all the lines. That's copy paste very easy. So remotely like this we can connect. If you want to increase this font size, background color, like this we can increase. Just right click on the white panel. Click on change settings. Click on appearance. You can say click on change. You can select the font size and a bold size. Font style, font size, click on OK. Yes, little bit increased. If you want to increase more, yes, you can increase. Whatever you want to, you can select. This is how you can establish the connection remotely using Putty software. The same host name we connected remotely, that's it. Now you can work whatever you want. If you want to practice Linux commands, you can practice. Here also you can practice Linux commands. Here also you can practice whatever work. But in real time, the server is located in the server location, client location, client place. If your client is US, this virtual machine is there in the US. You are from India. how to connect and work using putty, using WinSCP, using mobile extra. How to connect? We need IP address, username, password. If you have, we can connect like this. Okay. How to connect WinSCP? Yes. To connect WinSCP also we require these all the things. Let me connect WinSCP. Search menu. WinSCP. Type WinSCP. Click on WinSCP. Yes, I opened a WinSCP. Yes. So click on new site. New site means to connect a server. Click on new site. Host name. What is the host name or IP address? 192.168.0.124. What is the username? Root. What is the password? Oracle. Oracle. Click on login. Click on update. You can say connected. So the left side, can say here we connected a server. So the left side I can say out of this is the local system. You can say download. Here this is the C drive, this is the downloads. We are in the download. Left side down local system. The right side this is the Linux server details. Root. We log in with root user, so default we are in the root home directory. Here the left side we are in the downloads path. If you want to transfer the files, suppose I want to transfer the files, this file, what are the software files? Suppose this is the file I want to transfer to Linux system. Now you can say to see the files LL. After login to root user, PWD where we are in root, our current location root user / root home directory. So here to see the files on the current location, these are the files are there. I am going to transfer one file. What is the file name? BST logo. You can say drag and drop. It's transferred to root home directory. We are in the root / root. The same location in Linux server. We can see that file. Where we are in PWD, the same location / root LL. Yes, the file will be transferred. Yes or no? Suppose if you want to transfer this file to local system, Anaconda ks.cfg, where it has located in Linux server, current what is the location path / root. So in WinSCP, we are in the same path / root. Click on OK. Then you can this one just left side drag and drop. Yes, here in the which location we are in the left side. See user del downloads. When you go to downloads, we can see the files. Let me go to downloads here. Can say here the file will be placed, copied from Linux system to local system. Like this, we can transfer the files. What are the softwares files? You can transfer between Linux system to local system to Linux system. Any queries from anyone? Yes. So these are the client tools we are using. Putty, WinSCP. If you want to connect to Putty, WinSCP, you require IP address, username, password. Yes. If you have, you can connect. Any queries from anyone? Yes. No, right? Okay. So just you can today you can go through these tools. You can download and install and connect and see. You can transfer the files from local system to Linux system to local system. Okay. We'll start tomorrow the Linux commands.